The entire 3D world is a projection of your subconscious. It is a projection of your mind. The world revolves around you, and both you and your ego that you try so hard to suppress because you're told having an ego is bad, both you and your ego need to believe it. You need to feel it in your bones that the world is built for you. You were put on this earth and created in this universe because it revolves around you. Anything else is merely a lie. It is merely a false truth. Shying away from your ego, from the masculine urge to conquer the world and dominate in everything that you attempt or try to do, is pitiful. It is embarrassing. You should not be doing that. You need to embrace your ego. You need to embrace your masculinity, and you need to embrace the urge to dominate, to conquer, to absolutely ruin other people's days. Embracing your ego and embracing the thoughts that flourish into your mind, the natural thoughts that involve penetrating the world with your ideas, with your presence, with your time and energy, and the thoughts around not asking for permission to do things, that needs to be done. The ideas that revolve around you becoming a successful individual, regardless of how you define success, need to flourish. They need to be let free. You ultimately need to pursue those thoughts and nothing else. Success and your definition of success is not determined by the world, and it most certainly isn't determined by the result of your actions. Whether or not you're able to achieve success, and I mean really, really achieve it, is determined by you and your mind. It starts with your mind. It starts with actually believing that you can accomplish it and that you can go out and do what you want to do. Once you get to the point where you believe that, and I mean you truly, truly believe it, and there's not a single seed of doubt whatsoever, you need to believe that you are already at that point. You need to believe that you are already successful and that you have already made it. You need to believe that you are immensely abundant. Why? Because that is the exact timeline that you are on. You're not on the timeline where you end up broke, where you end up homeless, where you end up poor. You're on the timeline where you end up successful. And that is the timeline I guarantee you want to be on. If you knew that in however many months, in however many years, that you were going to reach your definition of success, you were going to achieve it in its entirety, how would you be acting now? Because I guarantee you would be acting as if you were already successful, as if you were already infinitely abundant, because you knew that it was coming to you. You knew in your mind that in however many years or however many months, you were going to be rich, wealthy, healthy, with loving family around you, or whatever you define success. You knew you were going to achieve it. And as a result, you right now would be acting as if you already had it. You would feel secure in the sense that you already had it, and you would not be caring about what other people thought. The realm that you need to access right now is the one that lies between your ears. It is the one that controls your thoughts, that controls how you think, and the one that programs your subconscious. It is your mind. The realm that I'm talking about is your mind, and you need to access it now. You cannot just let it go throughout its day acting as if working this job, this 9 to 5, is exactly what you want. You need to program your mind to believe that the timeline you are on is the one where you are infinitely abundant and the one that you are successful. And in all the timelines in the world that are designed and ready for you, you're on the one timeline where you become successful. You need to learn to control your subconscious. You need to learn to train it. You need to learn to act as if you have already won. Because ultimately you have. You have won. You may not know it now, but from where I'm standing, you have won. You have made it and you have become successful. You have gone out and done what you set out to do. I see that. Why don't you? Time just hasn't caught up yet. And that's okay. But it can't catch up unless you believe it is going to. It can't catch up unless you believe that you and your ego are infinitely abundant and incredibly successful.